Oh shit, I just forgot my intro. So we're one day late, but we still have some on the spot, the day after reviews.
The spot just moved a day.
That's right. So, I read 2 books, Garry read 1, so maybe I'll just start it off. We're going to do something different this week. We're going to try a number 1 issue.
What? We don't get any of those anymore. Brand new.
Yeah, brand new number 1, another week. Can't go a week without a number 1, that's
Nope.
for sure.
Continue to roll on.
That's right. So, I read Sovereign number 1 from Image Comics, written by Chris Roberson and drawn by Paul Mayberry. It was okay.
Review over.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know where they're going with this book. I really don't.
I have no idea what this book is.
Yeah, neither did I. That's why I read it.
Excellent.
So,
And you still don't have any idea what this book is.
Pretty much. That's, yeah. It's split up into 3 different parts. The first part deals with 3 monk-type people going somewhere.
Sounds thrilling.
And then they stop at this village that's been ransacked. And they're gonna, help out, start burying the bodies.
Nice one would do.
Yeah, exactly. Why not? Ransacked village. And, so, I don't know, they're doing some kind of mystical thingy, because I guess they have magic or something, and pouring, salt circles around them. Now, I don't know if they're doing that, because that's how they bury them. I don't know what their deal is.
In common mythology, salt circles are more protection spells than anything.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing, because they're kind of magic-y, whatever monks, so... I don't know, some of them start coming back because they're inhabited by demons or something. So one of the monks is a fighting monk, and one of the monks is a wise monk, and the other monk is a girl who does, I don't know what she does. Anyways, that's pretty much all that part entailed. It was, I don't know, whatever. Second part dealt with these horse lords people. They're just kind of riding around, doing stuff.
It's a great review, Geoff.
I know. Well, that's the thing. I don't know what the heck is going on in this book or where it's going. But the one guy who's riding around with the group of people, his dad dies, who also happens to be the leader, so it looks like he's next in line. End of second part. So it's
How is any of these tied to each other?
I have no idea.
Huh.
That's what I'm saying here. It's a weird book. Then the third part has
there's 3.
whole bunch of dudes on a ship. Don't know where they're going or whatever. But they run into this sea monster. And it's massive. And their guns or whatever aren't doing anything. So this woman on the ship is hey, you gotta chop its head off. So because it's so massive, they jump off the ship onto the monster and just start hacking away at chopping its head off.
Is it logistically possible to chop a giant monster's head off?
Well, it's an undead monster, they find out, also. So
But if
maybe it's not as fast, or whatever.
Alright.
I have no idea.
Logistics of that endeavor just boggle me.
And then there's an essay in the back about the histories of various things that were going on in the book, about the monks and stuff. And
I love a comic book with essays.
yeah, some of them are good, some of them are not.
Which was this?
Well...
You're being hesitant.
Actually, the essay was okay, but, again, I don't know if this is an ongoing series, or a mini-series, or what it is exactly, why it has 3 parts, will they tie together, won't they tie together, was it just 3 continuous ongoing stories, or... I have no idea. It didn't really feel satisfying as each one concluded either. It was they kind of stopped or whatever. So I'm not sure if I would ever read the next issue. maybe it'd be better in a trade paperback and it would work better because maybe it would have a beginning, middle, end, right? Where this kind of has just like a beginning and then it kind of just drops off. So, it's a strange book. I really don't know if I can recommend it because I just didn't really get it. So, it was alright. I mean, it wasn't like the art was terrible or the writing was terrible. It was just very different. So,
sounds very disconjointed.
Yeah, it's different. So, if you want to try something new, go ahead. Give it a shot. I mean, I'll give it a 3 out of 5, I guess. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. So, Sovereign number 1. Do what you want. Yeah, do what you want. What do you got, Gary?
Checking back in with one of my favorite books, New Avengers, number 15, by Hickman and Bianchi. One of my continually strong favorite books that Marvel puts out and has been putting out. The Illuminati is just an awesome concept. I think I just flipped through the cover here and I realized they've got Beast here described as Hero of Legend.
Is this because it's those alternate Earth descriptions?
No. I don't... Beast, no, don't get me wrong, Beast fans out there, if there are really hardcore Hero of Legend?
Whatever.
Really? Okay, moving on.
He could be.
He's not, but moving on. Yeah, so this issue kind of weird. It feels like an issue that's not in the right place right now in the Marvel Universe. There's some art continuity issues, and outside of Bianchi's gorgeous art, like the cover is absolutely fantastic, and the interior art is great. The whole point of the New Avengers book from the beginning has been stopping these incursions into Earth with the multiverse having basically a cataclysm across itself where Earths are colliding, and if one Earth isn't destroyed, they both go, taking their universes with them. So it's been the Illuminati's kind of game plan here to stop this from happening, and they're trying to figure out what caused it, what's the fix for it, things like that. Reed Richards brought up a point in the very first issue, or the second issue, where he's like, if this were an easy fix with the multiverse having infinite probabilities and infinite resolutions to problems, if it was easy, it would have been fixed by now. But it hasn't. So they're going through and they're trying to analyze by looking at all these possible universes, trying to figure out causes and what they can do to try and stop it. And now they've actually used their device that they've used to observe these universes. They found out they can actually look through time with them. So they're going to see if they can figure out where it started and try and resolve it. This issue's basically a look at a small part of the history of the Black Swan character.
I love Black Swan.
She's a fantastic character. She's great. You know a bit about her already. This issue gives you a bit more about her, but she's still a character that's got so much mystery around her that Hickman's got a great canvas to play with this character. And as I said, the art is fantastic. Bianchi always knocks it out of the park. It's just the issue itself, the story feels very... It's almost kind of like the book you reviewed. It doesn't seem connected, not only to what's going on in the Marvel Universe now, but within its own story. There are continuity issues within the book, art-wise. The story jumps from, like, a prologue, middle part, and then an epilogue to a fight we don't see. And I'm not quite sure what's going on at some points in it. Maximus is hanging out with them now. I know Maximus and Black Bolt have kind of got buddy-buddy since Infinity.
Actually, it was before that, too.
Yeah. He was still in jail, though, before Infinity, wasn't he?
No, he's been kind of out for a while.
I thought doing his thing. I thought the kids broke him out.
I don't remember that.
But anyway, it's a good, solid story, but it's really confusing, and I'd say it's a trickier read. Hickman's story that he's been doing in New Avengers has always been kind of a dense sci-fi multiverse story anyway. This isn't helping. It's a very confusing read with how it's laid out and how the story flows. And those are continuity issues. It's the wrong Beast. Bianchi hasn't drawn him as the new 8 Beast. He's Cat Beast from Morrison's run. So I don't know what the hell's going on. And there's a prologue, an epilogue at the end with a different version of Terrax and the Black Swan in their little prison cells. And Terrax points out like something that's been going on in Thanos' little cube where he's locked in after Infinity. But one of his generals is standing next to him in her cube, and then the next page the art is completely different about the pose that she's in. I have no idea what's going on, and there's another person in her cube. I'm like, what the hell?
That's funny.
Like, there are just those are the two big continuity issues in this issue, and I don't understand what's happening. But out of the 15 issues that there are of New Avengers, I'd say this is definitely the weakest issue they've done. But it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping we get some of these questions answered. Like, we see this fight that occurred between the Illuminati and Black Swan next issue, because they have had a point of jumping around and taking us to different universes, which we do get a little bit of in this, with a bit of Black Swan's history, where we see her on another Earth with a Reed and a Tony, which is kind of cool. Apparently it's the world of the beards, because everyone has a beard on this planet. And then out of nowhere, Johnny Storm shows up. But it's a bizarre issue. I love the book. I love the team. Did not love this issue because you know, continuity problems and a little bit of disjointed storytelling.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give that one a B-, where the previous 14 issues have all been solid A's at least.
B-.
I switched it up.
B-.
Grade numbers.
Yeah.
Grade letters.
Yeah. Grade numbers.
Grade numbers. Our reviews and our number systems mean so much to us here.
That's right. That's right. Well, I thought I would also switch it up again this week and immerse myself in the crap fest that is the New 52 from DC Comics. And
it's not all crap.
Try out a title I had never tried. Heard was
Team
all
7.
right.
Oh, no, yeah, it's canceled.
Yeah, Heard was all right, but I've never read the new version of the character. It was Harley Quinn number 4.
You have 4 issues of that already? What is
She
this, bi-weekly?
Written by Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti, and drawn by Amanda Connor. Always liked them pretty much on anything they've ever done. Pretty solid team, husband and wife as well. As is the case with the craptastic New 52, this title did not bode well in my viewings.
That was an odd sentence.
I know. That's how we roll here, Gary.
Is it?
Just throw together random words and
Purple Monkey Dishwasher.
hope they stick.
Bumblebee Tuna.
That'd be awesome. So, the art is gorgeous. Amanda Connor's art is fantastic. It always is, always was, probably always will be. It just looks
She's
great.
the Bret Hart of art.
That's right. She is. The cover's beautiful. The interiors are beautiful. Very clean. You know, every line is fairly delineated well. It looks great. You know, there's none of that cross-hatching a lot of artists use, and it's no heavy inking. It's just a very clean, bright, colorful book. It looks fantastic. The writing, it's not terrible, but it's supposed to be a funny book, is my guess. I think. Because it's got that over-the-top Joker-type violence. Like, not like violent. Well, okay, maybe it is violent.
Mischief violence.
Yeah. But I guess there is some actual violence in there. I forgot about that, but it deals with, I guess in real life, she is a psychiatrist, and she's looking at patients. Now she works at this, wherever it is.
How? What?
So, she's got her one patient in today, and it's this old granny, and she's like, oh, my kids don't come see me, blah, blah, blah. And so Harley Quinn takes it upon herself to knock off for the rest of the day, and passes the buck on the rest of her patients to the rest of the hospital cast, or whatever. And decides to go out and meet vengeance upon the old lady's family. The thing is, if it's supposed to be funny, it's not funny. It just really isn't. Like, if that violence is supposed to be funny, I don't see how, really, unless you're, like, 4 years old or something, and you think violence is funny like that. I just think it's violence. Which I don't mind violence in books, or movies, or anything else.
Or real life.
Yeah, but it's not like...
Don't do violence, kids.
It's hilarious or anything. It's just... So she's beating up a guy. Who cares? That's not funny.
Give
The whole
me a
book
reason
was
to it.
not funny. Like, wasn't funny at all. So, sorry DC, Jimmy, Amanda. If your funny book was supposed to be funny, I did not think it so. It was merely... I don't even know. It was okay. I will never read another issue more than likely. It did nothing, absolutely nothing for me. I didn't really care about Harley Quinn before. I like Paul Dini's version of the character.
The real Harley Quinn?
Yes. The real Harley Quinn.
Which would have been a great way to have that character in the New 52, because then there's a bunch of new readers that could have experienced
True.
that version of the character. I think not having the Joker around was facilitated and necessitated this change in Harley.
Maybe.
If Joker was there...
Well, it wasn't really a change. She was one version in pre, new version in new. That's all it was. There was no, like, change. It was just abrupt. This is it. This is her.
And I think having the Joker be kind of absent for a while and separate from her was part of the reason why her character was changed so much.
Maybe. I don't know.
For better or worse.
I just find it... I found it a little boring, actually. I give it a 2 only for the art. The title was sorely lacking for me. So, not good. Not good.
Not good at all.
So we got a B- title, and a 3 out of 5 on a new title, and a 2 on good old Harley Quinn. Not the greatest week.
Yeah, it's a light week as well.
Yeah, not too bad. So I told Garry I only had 1 trade review, when last week I said I was going to do 2, but then I forgot I did actually read both of them. So,
yay!
Yeah. So, Harley Quinn, not funny. Quantum and Woody, hilarious. Probably the funniest book I have ever read in my entire life. This is volume 2. It's called Insecurity. It was so funny. Like, literally laugh out loud funny. Like, sitting at work in the cafeteria amongst strangers, well, and people you know, but basically laughing out loud, and they're thinking you're crazy. It's funny. This issue mocks everybody. Religion, America, God, goats.
I think you kind of nailed that with the first part.
Hillbillies. Like, just everything. War, robots. It mocks everything.
Mock a robot.
I don't know, it just does.
Alright.
It's great. It is so hilarious. Cults. Like, it mocks everything.
About time those cults got their comeuppance.
I know. It mocks everything. It is hilarious. I don't know how this guy could write something this funny. It's unbelievable to me. Where, like, Harley Quinn, if that was supposed to be violent, or funny, I should say, if Harley Quinn was supposed to be funny, it seemed really forced, where this just seems so natural. Very different between the two books. It's written by James Asmus, and this arc was drawn by Ming Doyle, who's always fantastic.
Nuts to your Asmus.
And, yeah, you can't go wrong. If you're actually looking to laugh, pick up Quantum and Woody. That book is gold. Like, friggin' genius. I give it a 6 out of 5. It's the first one to ever break the barrier.
I'm not laughing at you, I'm just laughing at this first bit of dialogue
here.
here.
Yeah. Oh, the book is great.
Lady screaming for help in an alley. No use, lady, this is crime corridor. Nobody will save you in our alley. There's one other crook, which is weird. You'd think since everybody knows this spot is full of crooks, they just concentrate police patrols here or something.
Exactly, they mock other superhero books. They mock everything. It is so good. The title... I can't even tell you. You gotta pick up the book. The trades are very affordably priced. The first one was $10, and I think this one was $15, which is their normal price point. But you can't beat it. Like, oh god, so good. 6 out of 5, Quantum and Woody Volume 2. You gotta get it. The second book that I said last week I was gonna do was another Valiant book called Unity Volume 1, To Kill a King. So this is not like the previous Unity crossovers from the 90s / early 2000s when Acclaim bought them. It is basically just the title is called Unity. It has nothing else to do with it. It's about a coming together of some of the most powerful beings in the Valiant universe to stop Exo Manowar from taking over a country. As chronicled in the previous volume of Exo Manowar, essentially Eric, Exo Manowar, he wants to reclaim his homeland, except his homeland no longer exists because it was like 2,000 years ago. So he has now staked out what used to be his homeland, which is in Romania. So now the world and Russia, which is very topical actually, want to basically nuke him out of existence because he's got this powerful armor and he's taken everyone out who's imposing their, will upon him. So Toyo Harada, Livewire, Ninjak, and Jalad, the Eternal Warrior, come together to stop him. They do somehow eventually get to stop him. But in the end, they find out that, yep, Toyo just wants the armor for himself. Per usual, he's like the selfish Doctor Doom character in this universe. And so they betray him, steal the armor back, and give it back to Eric, who also becomes Exo Manowar once again. Yeah, action-packed from the first page to the last. The story by Matt Kint is friggin' amazing. It is so good. You could pick up this book without reading anything else in the whole Valiant universe and just be on board. It's very reader-friendly. Art's by Dougie Braithwaite. Does a fantastic job. And, again, another strong entry from Valiant. I also give this a 5 out of 5. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this book. It is wonderful. So 2 great books from Valiant this week. One's full of action and one full of comedy. You can't beat it. So do you have a brow razor?
I love how you can never remember the goddamn name of the segment.
Yes, I do.
It. Yes, I do.
Hey, it was a power panel for like 6-7 months. So there.
Oh, it's a brow razor.
Yeah. So what is it?
Razor. It's from Superman Wonder Woman number 6. Shut up. Shut your face hole. There's a little conflict going on in that issue with Superman and Wonder Woman squaring off against Feora and Zod, wearing very similar armor to their movie versions of Feora and Zod. Which is fine. The movie design on it was cool.
Yes.
But they end up dumping Superman and Wonder Woman into a friggin' nuclear reactor. It's like a not working one, I guess. And they're kind of blocked from the sun in here, I guess, so that fucks up Wonder Woman. Somehow. I don't know. Confused. But the only way they can get out, apparently, is to split atoms and release the power to fight or heal them. I don't know. It's very confusing. Wonder Woman's sword can do that, but she can't see them. Superman can see them, but apparently can't split an atom by himself. Which is one of the few things he apparently can't do in the New 52.
Can he push a planet around?
Probably. He can probably do that. Very, very golden age now with his power sets.
I see.
So it's the we're stronger together.
Oh, yeah.
So Superman's guiding Wonder Woman's sword to cut atoms, which it's one of those superhero things where it's like, no, this makes sense. Don't think about it, though.
Yeah.
Don't think about it.
Yeah.
So then, like, everything just blows up. Like, they split an atom, releasing power.
So that's the thing?
The power
split
panel.
an atom?
Yeah, the final page is, like, a nuked out Superman who's all grayed and, like, basically got nuked. And he's got his cape wrapped around Wonder Woman. And to me, it was very reminiscent. It looked a lot like a scene out of Kingdom Come when the nuke went off. And it was like a powerful little shot. Like, Superman is just effed in this. Like, his armor's still fine.
Yeah.
But like his skin is all gray. He looks like Johnny Depp from Edward Scissorhands, kind of. He's very hollow boned and like gray skin. His hair is still fine though.
All right.
And he's got Wonder Woman wrapped up in his cape. So gonna be dropping the title because
sucks.
Yeah, that. But I'll get the next issue to see how things wrap up. So, which is a shame because I'm pretty much dropping all of the Wonder Woman books that I get except for Justice League.
Still holding on to that baby, eh?
It's bang for the buck book. I get everybody.
I guess.
That's why I get. I mean, Jones is still gonna be writing. I'm not getting United, but
yeah,
there's no point in getting Wonder Woman when the Finches take over and slam it into the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good old New 52.
Good old editorial screwing things up.
Yeah. More on that later, actually, in my rant.
Yay!
/ whatever.
I was actually noticing a trend, a very bad trend, when I was putting my books away, because I hadn't really put my comics away in about 6 months. So I had like a 5-foot stack of books on my nightstand.
Oh, yeah.
So as I'm putting them away, I'm going through the DC books, and I'm looking at the covers, and I'm noticing a trend with DC that I'm not liking and haven't really noticed until you get them all side by side. They keep putting the name of the damn villain on the cover of the book.
Oh, yeah?
And it's like, Flash in the grips of Reverse Flash. Flash takes on Spitfire.
I don't mind the old school type.
I don't. I hate it. I think it's dumb. Like, just have the art there on the cover.
I suppose.
It's like, in the grips of Deadman. Deadman's on the cover. I'm like, yeah, I can figure that out. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, you want to ramble on about Quicksilver's costume. Let's hear it.
Wow, we're just...
Good segue.
We're just skipping over large portions of the show now, are we?
Talking about, it's comic booky.
Alright. Well, they showed off that Avengers or Marvel Assembling the Universe documentary instead of a new episode of S.H.I.E.L.D. And they showed off, they had some concept art from Age of Ultron.
Hold on a sec. You're watching S.H.I.E.L.D. still?
No, I just knew it was
Oh, okay.
on.
Alright.
I don't have cable, Geoff. We just talked about this.
You have Netflix?
It's not on Netflix.
Sure it is.
Oh, it's not.
Maybe it's US Netflix.
No, S.H.I.E.L.D. is not on Netflix.
I bet it
ABC,
is.
first run.
Alright, continue on.
So there, they showed off some concept art from Age of Ultron. And they had Hulkbuster Iron Man fighting Hulk, which... yeah... it's gonna be awesome. But they also showed off concept art of Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch, obviously not in her tiara-style costume, or her cloak costume, or her gypsy costume from Perez's era, because that wouldn't work on film.
Yeah.
That I actually do agree with. But she looks like a very bohemian-esque street teenager-style costume, which is fine. She looks good. Quicksilver is in a very kind of...
Look like Johnny Storm.
A Johnny Storm style
jumpsuit
jumpsuit piece. Yeah. Kind of sculpted, designed, textured pieces to it. Looks fine. Based on Aaron Taylor Johnson as well in the concept art. Got darker hair, which is kind of interesting. A different way to go with it. But you stack that against what Bryan Singer's done to Quicksilver in Days of Future Past. Looks fantastic compared to the Days of Future Past one. I don't know what the hell they're doing in that movie with Quicksilver. But
yeah,
I like seeing some of the concept art from Ultron and seeing how we're probably going to be getting, hopefully, Hulkbuster Iron Man suit fighting Hulk, which would be kind of awesome. Could be like an Ultron AI taking over the Hulkbuster suit and having the fight, which would be awesome.
Sure.
You don't care at all because you didn't even look at the photos.
Nope. Don't care at all. I'll care when I see the movie. That's it. Remember, like, when S.H.I.E.L.D. was starting up, and you're like, hey, did you see the trailer, or the second trailer, or the 10th trailer? And I'm like, nope, I didn't watch any of them. I only watched it until I saw the show. That's it. That's the first time I saw S.H.I.E.L.D. was when I watched the first episode. And it failed.
We weren't talking about S.H.I.E.L.D., we were talking about the Avengers movie written and directed by Joss Whedon.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, I don't look at concept art, or trailers, or stuff far in the future.
Just preview magazines to show you the stuff that you want to read.
Yeah.
Which is the same thing.
Yeah, but that's actually coming out, and that's only like a couple months ahead of time. This isn't like years ahead of time. Or months and months and months and months and months and months.
How many
And it's
months?
just concept art. It could change. That's the other thing.
It's true, but it's still awesome.
Yeah, sure.
Alright, fine.
So anyways,
Where shall we go now on our tour de force?
continue onwards on your comic-related journey.
Yay! Come with me, everybody.
Follow Garry
Yay!
into the woods.
No. Making the show creepy again. Why you gotta be like this? Marvel dropped their solicits for the summertime, and yeah, we're getting our updated Star-Lord costume to match the movie, which I figured we all assumed we were going to be getting. Thankfully, he's dropping that god-awful costume he's wearing now, so...
I think mostly the thing I hate about it
is everything.
is the mask part. Or does he
You mean
even
the
wear a mask?
It's a helmet.
It's just a helmet, isn't it?
Yeah. And that blue, goldy, black...
It's the yellow, the big, bright yellow lightning bolts
Yeah.
down the front.
It looks... I mean, I know where Bendis was going with it, to kind of be reminiscent of the original costume.
It was not at all actually reminiscent.
Well,
of
no,
the
I
original
mean,
costume.
like, you look at it and it's kind of supposed to invoke the original Star-Lord costume.
I didn't.
But, you know, it just didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, the full helmet instead of a mask where you can see his face. Like, man, this is not interesting.
Yeah.
It's not a good design. I still love the Annihilation costume with the
That
flak,
was
the flak
actually
jacket and the
very
helmet.
reminiscent of the first
Yeah.
costume.
Except the flak, he didn't have a flak jacket, did he?
It was similar, but it didn't open or anything
Okay.
like that.
I thought that was such an awesome costume. And
Yeah.
At least the movie costume is really cool as well. So the book version is getting that.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel is also putting out a Masterworks slipcase collection in
Yep.
2015. The first 10 volumes of their.
With a bonus volume,
Yeah.
number 11.
Yeah.
Well, it's not
It's not
technically called number
it's
11,
in there. It's in one of the books.
but it's a bonus volume that you can order at a discount if you buy the slipcase.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like X-Men, Fantastic Four, Avengers, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Hulk, Iron Man. It's like
Yeah.
the first 10 volumes of the Masterworks in an Avengers
Reprinted
mansion.
because they've been out of print
Yeah.
for like
So
a
if
decade.
you've been looking to get them and pick them up, this would be a great opportunity. Geoff decided to crush my hopes and dreams by telling me how much it would cost.
I can't believe you'd think it was so affordable.
I thought it would be like $200.
Ooh, no.
Thought it would be $200. They're technically second printings.
No, actually, they're like more like third or fourth.
Yeah,
printings.
so I think I'm justified in my assumption.
Yeah,
$250 tops. There's no
Marvel
living-
likes money, though.
They make enough of it.
You might be able to find it on Amazon, possibly cheaper.
They haven't put a price point on it yet.
Yeah.
They're probably still working that out. I mean, if it's $250, I think it's a fantastic deal, and I would pick it up. Anything above that, I'd be a little hesitant because that's a lot of money to spend.
Well, like I said, they're about $60 a volume, 60 to 70, depending. Sometimes they
Yeah,
float
but again,
depending on
that's
how
the first
thick they are.
printing that hasn't been in around for a
It
while.
doesn't matter.
These
They
are
don't
third
care.
printings.
They don't care.
They
It's
should
Marvel.
care.
They don't care.
Well, they should.
It's the same book, new cover.
Eh.
They got to pay for that cover, and they got to pay for that box. So
Oh yeah, I gotta pay a lot for that cardboard box. Come on.
Avengers Mansion is cool.
Well yeah. It's
And that's the
gonna be
thing
cool.
too, though. They said they'll do more if this one sells. So
Yeah. I'd like to see a Back to the
hopefully you're
Building
right, and they make it affordable. But
Yeah.
I can't.
I think
see
in
it
order for him
being-
to sell a lot to do this continually, they're gonna have to make it affordable.
Yeah, because if you had actually scrolled down further in the solicits, you can order each volume separately, and it had the price, $60 each or whatever. So times
Bulk
10,
discount.
times 10,
Bulk
Pricey.
discount.
pricey.
Sad news for DC fans. Forever Evil, the final issue. I think it's issue 234 of Forever Evil.
And Justice League, I believe. wasn't
Yeah,
it? Also,
slipping into April. So Forever Evil living up to its well thought out name.
forever.
It's never gonna end.
Yeah.
Ever. It's ridiculous. I don't even care anymore.
No, I haven't. I think I'm still. The only last one I read was number 3. I think.
Yeah.
I think that was it, or 4, 3
Yeah,
or 4.
I just don't even care. Like, just get it over with. Like, what do we got coming up? I'm more interested in that new one, that dark crossover they're doing. And it's just one art piece, because you got Swamp
Yeah.
Thing and Constantine and Animal Man and Aquaman, so... But yeah, I just don't even care anymore. Bendis, so that's basically kind of what we're looking at Forever Evil now. Bendis went on Twitter and basically confirmed green light for a sequel to Spider-Man. Did you read Spider-Man?
I thought you were going to mention his yesterday's Twitter announcement. No, I did not read Spider-Man. I have no interest in it.
It was fantastic. 616 Ultimate Universe crossover for the first time with Parker and
I don't
Miles.
care. Ultimate Universe sucks. Which I've made my feelings clear on that before.
You've even admitted that Miles Morales is the best part of that universe.
I couldn't say because I've never read it.
Eh.
So, I would tend to agree.
Yeah.
But
Well, it was cool because it was the older Parker meeting Miles, who was basically hero worshipping the younger Parker from his universe for his sacrifice and trying to model himself after him. It was always the what would Peter do scenario.
Yeah.
And just having that kind of relationship between the two of them was cool. And there was the tease at the end of the first volume where Parker basically Googled Miles Morales in the 616 universe and was rather surprised about what he found. So I'm hoping for a payoff in that. Be kind of cool. There's been some rumor that it might pay off in some of those .1 issues when Amazing comes back.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
I thought you meant his yesterday Twitter's announcement. Did you see that one?
No.
Powers.
Oh, yeah, going to Sony?
Yeah, going to the Sony network or whatever you want to call it.
Their on-demand service.
Yeah, so...
That thing filmed like 2 years ago.
What?
The Powers pilot.
Oh, the pilot, yeah, but it's going to series.
Yeah, they're going to reshoot the pilot or just air the pilot?
I think they're just going to reshoot it all.
Yeah, because if they have the same crew as actors.
Yeah. So, yeah, going to series. I know, my thoughts exactly this.
Yawn. Never read an issue.
Oh, Powers is great. I think it's 10 times better than Miles Morales, Ultimate Spider-Man.
But you've never read, admittedly, so you can't make that judgment call.
You make those kinds of judgment calls all the time!
I don't.
Yes, you do.
I don't.
RoboCop. Never watched the movie. Still
That's
judged
fair.
it. So is mine.
No, it's not.
So is mine.
Nope.
It's the same thing.
One has no soul.
Same.
Nope.
That's right. Ultimate Universe. No soul. Pale imitation of the real one. Alright, continue onwards. What do we got?
And you love the DCs.
Yeah!
New Infinity Man series. Because, that's what people have been demanding. But yeah, people have been demanding the Forever People series with the Infinity Man. I mean, yeah. No one wants a Booster Gold miniseries or all, but we'll just keep hammering out these ones that no one asked for.
And I
we'll
actually heard
canceled.
Booster was scrapped. There are plans for that now.
Yeah. So, how many issues until this one's canceled? Let's predict it right now. I'm saying it doesn't make 12.
I don't know. It might go 12. Might go 12.
Nope, I'm calling it. Won't make 12.
They don't have enough books. All they publish is Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman.
And Justice League.
That's it. They've pretty much scrapped the rest of the line.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
They still got, Animal Man's done now, which, that wasn't an awesome, but that's going to be great, the crunching. That wasn't a fantastic book or anything, but we'll just cancel Animal Man. And then try and... That's what they're going to cancel Animal Man, shove him in Justice League United to try and raise his profile, and then probably give him another book later. Why not just keep the book going?
No.
Exactly. That's a DC editorial decision. No.
Oh, well, whatever.
We have 3 versions of Wonder Woman. What do? Let's make the one that's good worse. Yay.
It's consistency, Garry. Consistency.
They went the wrong way with the consistency.
Yeah.
Bad.
Oh, well.
Any comic stuff, Geoff?
I have my rant now. I like to title this
Rant
Come On! With Geoff. Mid-show!
Join me next week for my Pendulum preview picks from the upcoming issue of Previews Magazine, son of a bitch.
Mid-show, come on! With Geoff.
Speaking of that, a little sidebar. If anyone enjoys the Twitter, Bob Saget had a great tweet the other day. Good people are really hard to come on. I thought it was kind of funny.
It's funny.
Because it's Bob Saget. It's awesome. Alright. What's got your heckles? What's got your panties in a bunch, Geoff?
I don't know. It's kinda. I just hope it... Anyways. I don't know if you saw the article, or read anything about it, or saw the extremely long forum posts that went on for pages and pages and pages. The possibility of DC buying Dynamite Entertainment. That's terrible.
Don't care.
It's because you don't read their books. That's why you don't care.
I used to.
Just Game of Thrones, right?
That and, what else did they used to do?
I don't know.
They did some Shadow stuff, didn't they?
They're still doing the Shadow.
Oh, okay. I read some of the first Shadow stuff they did. Why is it a bad thing?
So anyways, my
because
worry,
DC.
my worry, and pretty much everyone else's as well, is that they're just going to swallow it up like Wildstorm, like their Helix line,
Vertigo.
their Vertigo line, which is almost a very pale imitation of what it used to be.
There is no Vertigo line anymore.
Pretty much. Milestone, remember them?
Yeah.
Barely, right? Like, Piranha Press, all their imprints. They've had so many imprints over the years. They try it out for a little bit. And like, oh, they're not selling like 8 million issues each. Axe, right?
I don't know. Rolling the Dynamite universe into DC could be cool. Shadow and Batman.
Yeah, one crossover. Who cares, right? That's the thing. Some of the crossover possibilities would be cool, but DC also lost their first wave licenses, right? Doc Savage and all those other characters, the Golden Age stuff, which went to Dynamite. So the reason why they lost them is because no one was buying them, so they canceled them, and then they lost them, etc., etc. Where people are reading them at Dynamite, and Dynamite doesn't have to meet those million...
Those unrealistic goals.
Yeah. Like, they aren't Time Warner. They don't need to sell 1 million issues per comic to meet their, whatever, publishing goals, to make money. They make money on every title because that's what they do. They make it at their level, and if it doesn't, then they cancel it. But it's got to really drop for them to cancel it.
Consistent drop as well.
Mhm.
It's not going to be like 1 month. Oh, done.
Yeah. So Dynamite holds basically almost all the pulp character licenses right now. They don't hold Warlord of Mars or Tarzan, but that is an open license basically.
Because of the age of it.
Yeah. The thing with them is the Edgar Rice Burroughs Foundation or whatever. They'd like to give their blessing to whoever publishes that. That's why Marvel puts them out when the John Carter movie was released. And that was like...
I was just reading about that the other
sort
day.
of official, but...
I really like that movie.
They also have Vampirella, they own outright. They've got the Chaos characters from long ago. They got the Shadow, Doc Savage, the Black Bat, Miss Fury. They've got tons of these Golden Age characters. Which the thing is, the people that own Doc Savage, they've got the new Valiant properties, Magnus, Turok, Solar, and Dr. Spectre. They didn't sign with DC because they didn't like what DC was doing with them. They didn't like DC or their plans for them. That's why they signed with Dynamite.
Now
So the
DC's
fact
gonna
that
get them anyway.
if DC buys them, whoever owns them, Hasbro or whoever it might be, Gold Key still owns actually some of them, they'll just pull the licenses because they don't want their stuff at DC. So this means
if
DC
they're
won't have it.
contractually obligated, though,
Dynamite
they might
won't
not be
have
able to pull them.
No, they've pulled it before.
Oh.
They pulled it from Dark Horse because they didn't like what they were doing. So it's just
Huh.
like, yoink, you're done. So that's the thing.
So they could end up buying them and then have nothing to show
That's
for
right.
it.
They could end up with nothing. They might have Voltron, maybe. They might have Robotech, maybe. They will have Vampirella for sure.
A lot of money to drop on Vampirella.
And certain other things, like Damsels or other little books. And that's the other thing too, like the new Garth Ennis series and all these other crime series.
Oh, that'll
they're
make
putting
Ennis
out.
happy.
Yeah, that's the thing. And all these writers and artists have signed with Dynamite because they have the freedom and they like what Dynamite is doing.
Yeah.
They went with Dynamite because they don't want to work with DC. That's the whole thing, right? So
Working with those guys is working by committee.
So that's the thing. If DC buys them, what are they going to get?
Unhappy
Artists
people.
quitting their books, possibly. Dynamite becoming a crappy imprint, like Wildstorm turned out to be,
Yeah.
where Went for a little bit, then they canceled everything. Then they restarted everything. Then they canceled it. Then they restarted it, and canceled and restarted it, and so on and so on and so on, and then just basically canceled it, folded it into their universe. I don't want to see Vampirella Superman. I don't. Not at all. No interest whatsoever.
Someone's already written that fanfic.
Probably, actually. But Dynamite is great right now. They have solid sales, great writers on lots of titles, writers that haven't worked for DC in a while, writers that have been fired by DC, writers that are unhappy with DC, and so on and so on. I'm sure they don't want to go back. Same with the artists, same with whoever.
But, again, Dynamite is owned by probably shareholders.
Nope, one guy.
Huh.
Nick Barucci.
So, there's nothing saying they have to sell to DC.
That's right.
But, you know, at what point does that dump truck full of money become big enough?
Well, exactly. And the thing is, could be just a rumor, because there's been no follow-up yet to it. But I think it would just be terrible. It was like when Marvel bought Malibu, and they just scrapped the whole line. And that was that, basically. Yeah. Well, okay, they published it for like a little while, like DC did with Wildstorm, and then they scrapped it. So, because they couldn't meet those $1 million sales or whatever it was, right?
Well, I think maybe, I want to say like maybe Reason would win out if they do have sales goals for these books, if they do end up buying them. But DC, I still think sets unrealistic sales expectations for their books.
Well, yeah.
Like, yeah, you can expect like 500,000 to 600,000 used to be sold of a Batman book. Mm-hmm. That's not unrealistic.
That's why most of their line is Batman.
Yeah. But if you're expecting in the 100,000 to 200,000 issue range for a Constantine book,
exactly,
you might have an unrealistic goal.
See, and that's the problem too with DC nowadays, where they're canceling books left and right because they don't promote them. They promote Batman, they promote Superman, they promote Justice League and Wonder Woman. They don't promote Jonah Hex. They don't promote The Flash, really. They might now because there's a TV series, but they don't promote
That seems to be the thing about it. DC will push their non-tier 1 books if there's something else behind it.
Yeah. If
but
not,
shouldn't that be
gone.
Yeah, shouldn't the book be the main focus because you're a goddamn comic book publisher?
Like
everything else
that Green Team and the other one.
Green Team and
whatever it was. Anyways, why didn't you put full-page ads in your Batman books promoting these series?
Yeah.
Why didn't you promote any of them? Amethyst, friggin'
Demon Knights.
The new Demon Knight. Yeah, Demon Knights. That's a good one too.
Which was a solid book.
Promote those books in your top books. Put those ads in the previews. Put them wherever, online, everywhere.
Your job.
Yeah. You have Time Warner behind you. You have a few advertising dollars.
Yeah.
So, promoting Batman, you don't have to promote Batman.
Yeah. No one needs to be convinced to buy Batman.
Yeah, like...
You clearly know how to do that.
So that's the thing. Right now, DC is a shambles, and if they're looking to just sort of bulk up their library with these titles, when they can't even promote their own titles, that's not
You're going to have characters dying on the vine.
Yeah, exactly. So, I just think it's a terrible idea if it ever goes through, and basically, if it does, it's pretty much the end of all of those books.
Yeah.
At some point. So, terrible. Anyways, you got some video games for us? Today's?
Ground Zeroes came out for current and previous gen consoles this week.
Previous gen consoles.
Pricey little demo for this. Apparently, you can actually beat the game in about 10 minutes. There are a couple of replay options for classic mission, Snake, and everything on different platforms. Have different skins for Snake to kind of go back through and replay a bit. But $40 for what is essentially a demo level. I was gonna get it, but then I'm looking at it and I'm humming and hawing. I'm thinking, this is either going to be a free bonus included with Phantom Pain when it comes out, my theory, or I can find this for about $15 in about a couple of months, because someone's going to trade it back in. So, no thanks. There's some controversy over the ending, which I haven't read about, because I do want to play the game.
Yeah.
But I'm not paying $40 for 10 minutes worth of game. And my concern about this is that if this sells well and shows viability, it could become a trend.
Short games for lots of money?
Nope, demos for games on disc for $40. It could, like... Metal Gear...
You know what, though? Even if they did that, people will buy, like, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 and then be like, why am I buying these? And then that would be it.
That's not how the video game industry works. People blindly buy stuff even though it's a bad move. Metal Gear does tend to do a bit of trend setting in the video game industry with some of their practices. Like Kojima's story has always been a big sprawling twisted tale, multi-game arcs, and their stealth and action adventure gameplay tend to be picked up on. So my concern is that this trend of, well, our game's not coming out for another 14 months or so. We've got a level ready to go. Let's just slap it in a disc and send it on its way and charge people $40 for them to demo our game.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Which is also a great beta testing way. You get money for beta testing. So, yeah, this didn't work. This didn't work. They can balance the final game later with it. So, I don't want to see this game pick up as a trend, because that's how the video game industry works. If one person's successful, everyone just copies and follows.
True story.
So, speaking of copying and following, PlayStation showed off their new VR headset. Which, okay. Oculus Rift has gotten a lot of good press since it was announced. This thing doesn't have the field of view of an Oculus Rift.
Yeah.
But it's got 1,000 hertz screen refresh rate or something on it, which is insane. I think it's 1080p. I think, but they're only running a couple of games on it right now for dev kit purposes.
Oh yeah.
And looks cool. Looks very techy with the little headset thing that clips over your noggin. I don't know how comfortable it'd be to wear for long periods of gameplay. But the same question I have with this is with the 3DS. How the hell do you market and sell this? The 3DS, you can show footage of the game, not in 3D obviously, but how do you show and advertise this? Sony is a huge marketing machine.
Yeah.
How do you market this product that literally needs your eyeballs in front of it to get the effect? Like, what are the commercials going to be? Just some idiot sitting on his couch with this thing on his head moving around? Like, that's not going to convince me to drop money on it.
I don't know.
It's such a weird thing, and I don't know if people are really asking for this.
Probably not.
What they are asking for are games to play on your system. And
yeah.
I've got a bit of a rant. It's video game related. I'm going to save it till the end.
Will you?
Yes. Let's move on.
It would be a nice segue, though, because you're already talking about it.
Yes. It's called a tease, Geoff.
Tease?
Keep them wanting more. Make them sit through the rest of the show.
Do you think they'll want more?
They always want more. They're ravenous fiends. Not really big toy news, just a couple of little things. Godzilla figures are coming out from NECA. Showed off a couple of photos and prototypes. The 12-inch Godzilla figure from NECA looks fantastic with a 24-inch length ball joint articulated tail. So don't worry about having a 24-inch deep shelf to hold your Godzilla figure on.
Yeah.
Looks fantastic. Looks so bloody cool. The 6-inch one, being 6-inch, it's a little compact, so they lose some of the sculpt detail, but the 12-inch one I think is going to be the way to go. And the Ninja Turtles figures from the movie had some photos show up from Japan. They look to be the kid action feature one because they have like play features and weird colored weapons. But if these are the designs from the movie, Donatello is apparently the runt of the litter and isn't getting any of the pizza. He has tiny, skinny baby chicken legs.
Ugh.
And, like, I'm just wondering, like, is he malnourished? Is this the design they're going for Donatello? Because he looks bizarre. So, trailer comes out with Captain America, so we'll see the Turtles in action soon.
I hope I won't see them. I will close my eyes and pray it's over
Well,
soon.
your wife will make you watch them.
I doubt it.
Yes, she will.
Doubt it. Stupid Turtles.
We got some Peanuts movie trailer teaser that came out. It looked really cool. Never been the biggest Peanuts fans, but
it's supposed to 3D rendered.
It's 3D CGI, yeah, and it looks really cool. Great way to start the marketing campaign for this movie with the classic little Peanuts song. And I thought it looked fantastic for a CG animated
I've seen it
movie.
all over the internet, actually.
Yeah, it looks really cool, and I'm kind of interested in going to see it. I'm pretty sure you'll be going to see it at least a few times.
Probably. I'll see it at least once.
Yeah. Bleeding Cool ran a story earlier about they were dead set sure that Fox was scrapping the Fantastic Four movie they had going.
Yeah.
Script, director, cast, everything down the toilet. They were talking to other directors like, hey, you guys want to save this for us here, and people jumped all over them for it, but they were confirmed, completely.
Well, they had
believing.
a source.
They had a source.
Whoever.
And they're dead set in their belief that this was happening. Apparently Fox is denying everything, and everything's moving forward. Bleeding Cool now is dead set on the belief that they are moving forward as of now.
Yeah.
Because they believe everyone they approached told them to F off, pretty much. No one wants to touch this thing with a 10-foot pole. So, even more concern now that I have for this new FF movie. Especially now that we're getting an Incredibles 2.
Yeah, are we?
Finally! It's been 10 years. They finally greenlit a new Incredibles movie. So, I'll get my Fantastic Four out of them.
That's true.
Because that's going to be a better Fantastic Four movie than this one.
They totally plagiarized Marvel.
Pretty much. Yeah. Because they plagiarized them by doing what Marvel should have done with the Fantastic Four in the beginning, or Fox should have done.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. And I had some set pics from the new Gotham TV series popped up online this week.
Sure.
I'm looking forward to DC's TV series coming out. Gordon looks a little plain to me. There's nothing really standoutish about him. They could have given him the mustache,
It's early days.
Yeah. Early days. Could have had the mustache still. He's kind of plain looking, just like any generic cop. But the guy playing Harvey Bullock looks fantastic. And a couple of people online are just saying, like, why the hell wasn't he Harvey Bullock for the last, 10 years in Batman movies? He looks perfect as Harvey Bullock. And it's the guy who played...
Donald Logue.
Yeah, from Sons of Anarchy. He's always been, he's been a TV actor for a while. He's always been, one of that guy in that movie once. You always see as a background character. But he looks fantastic as Gordon. And they've got shot pic of the Penguin, played by a Lost alum. What's his name?
Michael Emerson?
Yeah. No, it's not Michael Emerson or a Lost alum. Geoff believes he looks exactly like Michael Emerson. He does not.
They look like twins. Like they were conjoined at the hips and they had to have surgery to separate them.
This part in the episode, please put a side-by-side up and let people judge for themselves.
We'll see what I do.
We'll see what I do. We'll see what you do, exactly. Whatever it is you do, we'll see it.
That's right.
They look nothing alike.
They look the same.
You look the same.
I might just do that.
You look the same.
Yeah, I do.
What else you got for us today, Geoff?
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
So, I don't know if you heard this earlier in the week. See, Kiss are being inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame finally. Did you hear about that? There's a whole list of nominees, and Gene Simmons has spoken out now a few times the past week or two.
There's a surprise.
Yep, it sure is. But first one is, he's glad he's coming into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's about time. The second bit is, he has refused to play at the show because they want the original lineup to play, but the original lineup does not want to play. Like, whoever the two are that don't play in the band right now. I can't remember. Anywho's. So, the current lineup of Gene and, what's his name? Paul Stanley. Eric Singer and Tommy Thayer.
So what, Peter, Chris, and the other guy are like, no.
No, because, they only do whatever, the odd special thingy, but they don't want to play this time.
You don't want to play to get in the Hall of Fame, right?
And Gene Simmons also wants Tommy Thayer and Eric Singer to also be inducted alongside everyone else. Where the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame usually only does the original band members of every band, right? So when it was the Animals, it's the original members. When it was whoever, original members.
There's only Bon Scott that's in for AC/DC?
I think so. So
that seems a little weird. I think in the Kiss case, I'd go yes, but in the AC/DC case,
well, no. Here's the thing, too, though. I think what's his name? Gene Simmons has a point, though.
I don't,
because Eric Singer and Tommy Thayer have actually been in Kiss longer than Peter, Chris, and the other guy.
I that's fine. That's a point of timing, but when people think of Kiss, they don't think of those guys.
That's also true, too.
When people think of AC/DC, they don't necessarily, an entire group of people don't think of Bon Scott.
Yeah. So, that's been their standard practice, is just original lineups. I can't say for sure about the AC/DC, but given what they've done in the past, that's more than likely. So, I mean, Gene Simmons has a point, but the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame also has a point. And so they're not going to play because...
Compromise. No one gets in!
Yeah, they can't get the original members in. So then, a few more days later, Gene Simmons has another comment about this whole business. And
No, this is business.
he does not agree, which I think I also agree with him on this one, that rap acts and pop acts should not be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They should have a music Hall of Fame for everybody, but if it's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, it should be rock and roll.
In that case, then Kiss doesn't get in.
They are rock and roll, Gary.
Because they had a song called I Want to Rock and Roll All Night.
Well, he was like, if you don't play guitar or write your own music, why are you here? Some examples he gave was like, I think he said Grandmaster Flash or something, and Donna Summer and whatever. But anyways, he just doesn't think rap acts and pop acts should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
He doesn't think Beastie Boys should be in.
No, they're not rock. They are rap.
What about, let me see, let me think. Oh god, names falling out of my head. Eric Clapton.
He's rock. Plays guitar.
Yeah, but...
Rock songs. Remember Layla?
Alright, true.
Rock out on Layla? And then he slows it right down.
Genesis, would they be rock or more pop? Peter Gabriel.
I don't know. That's a tough call, that one, actually.
Yeah.
They border, I think.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was his
Tom
whole
Petty?
spiel. Yeah, he's rock, I believe. But that's the thing. So, I don't know.
I like the idea of a music hall of fame.
Yeah, just general music hall of fame. That would encompass everybody.
Oh, there's no movie hall of fame.
No, there's the Walk of Fame. That's about it.
Yeah.
So, whatever. But I'm sure as the date comes closer, Gene Simmons will speak his mind more.
Oh, I believe he will.
And I wonder what they'll play during the show. Tribute band? Or tribute act or something?
Kiss cover band for Kiss That'd
be awesome!
You know what? If they're not going to play, you don't get in. Sorry.
Nothing says they have to play. I mean, some of the bands they induct are either dead or half the members are gone. Or
stuff like this, petty arguments.
Yeah.
Sorry, if you're going to be a 5-year-old about it, you don't get in.
I know. Alright, so that's it for that. No more Gene Simmons.
Yay, this show had 200% more Gene Simmons than it needed.
It's the first ever Gene Simmons.
Exactly.
Your personal hero.
More than we needed.
And
less than you'd hope.
Exactly. You nailed it right there. You nailed it.
Nailed it.
What else we got here? Got anything else?
My anger!
Oh yeah, your super long 20-minute segue.
Oh, shut the hell up.
Into your...
So, this week, or late last week, Sony announced a...
Their headset?
Right,
the headset?
No, different.
Oh. I thought you were talking about the headset.
We talked about that. That's done.
Whatever.
We're moving on. Announced a new price for the Sony PlayStation 4.
Oh, more?
In Canada. It's more expensive now.
More than it was?
Yep. They jacked the price up.
You already
$50.
had one,
Bucks. I do.
Okay, so what are you complaining for? You already
What
have
am I
one.
complaining for? That Sony, not only have they decided to raise the price of the system by $50, they're also putting the cost of peripherals up by $10, so controllers and the PlayStation camera. And in the article saying about this tomfoolery, that first-party games were going up $10. So games like Infamous Second Son, which I was probably going to pick up, not for $70.
Well, you do realize our dollar is stronger now.
No, it's not. Our dollar's tanked.
No, but it's stronger than it was. That's why our comic book prices at our store have gone up as well.
Yeah, but this has never happened before. Like, I've been playing video games for a long time. I've never seen a console go up in price in Canada.
True. I don't remember it ever going up.
Like,
down.
there's usually a console generation price bump in games, but they've been kind of steady. But first-party games are supposed to be $70 now. But I'm checking the Best Buy website. Batman Arkham Knight, $70.
Yeah.
Destiny, $70. Watch Dogs is $70. That game was supposed to be a launch game.
Yeah.
Now it's been delayed so long that it's getting pushed back to God knows when, and now it's $10 more because of market value or market share, or like the market sort of. They're not even giving you a real like. Nobody is mad about this.
They want money.
Why?
What if you download your game instead?
Same price,
Is
still
it?
$70, which is even more bullshit.
That's true. You're not
Like,
even getting
you're
physical
not
cost.
physically making anything, so
Yeah.
why are my ones and zeros now $10 more as well?
That's true. That I agree with.
There's no reason for them to be $60 online
Mm-hmm.
for a downloadable game. There's no reason for them to go up in price along with the physical disc.
Yeah.
The only reason they're price matched the same is so they don't piss off retailers. Honest to God, I'm telling you this right now, Sony. If Microsoft holds on their price point and makes a point to say to people, hey look, our shit's the same price as it was when it launched, I will buy an Xbox One and I will buy no Sony games. Because if I have an option of buying an Xbox One for $500 right now,
Yeah.
and then saving $10 on every single game that I buy over the life of the console, I am basically going to end up paying for my Xbox One in savings on games.
True.
What incentive do I have? Like when Batman Arkham Knight comes out, if I have an Xbox One and a PlayStation 4, the Xbox One version of that game is $60, the PlayStation 4 is $70 in my country. Why the hell am I ever going to buy a PlayStation 4 game?
You are very loud.
I'm just, I don't have a lot of income to burn, so I gotta be selective when it comes to my game choices. I understand you gotta recoup your development costs, and you have to pay for your server fee or whatever to develop your games. If they announced the price jump was across the board, alright, that sucks, I understand. But in my country, I'm getting screwed over?
Yeah, it's a little weird.
It'd be a great thing for Microsoft to jump on with this and say, hey look, you know, sure, our system's $500. It's $50 more now instead of $100. You get the camera with our system, which apparently you can't find the Sony camera with the PlayStation anymore. And if you wanted a PlayStation camera with your new high-priced PS4 in Canada, it's going to cost more than an Xbox One now.
Yeah.
Which, you know, was kind of what Sony's point was in the first place. Some of my favorite teams on the internet is Two Best Friends or Super Best Friends, their podcast. They brought up this great point. In the video game industry, you don't succeed. Your competition fucks up. Sony had such a successful launch of the PlayStation 4 because Microsoft shot themselves in every possible body part before they launched that system. Now Sony is slowly screwing up, allowing Microsoft to catch up now. So it's right, you don't succeed in the video game industry, you succeed by others' failures. And Sony is going down the path right now with this. Like, fine, pay an extra $1 on my books, whatever, I understand, because I'm physically paying for this product.
That's different,
And it's only a couple of bucks. But for these games, especially now with basically the whole selling point is, hey, you can download them day one digital.
I would be more upset about the downloading being $10 more than the physical ones. The physical ones I can see could be anything. Production, transportation, whatever. Could be whatever.
But this doesn't happen. This hasn't happened before.
Yeah, I know.
And it didn't go down when things were good. So why is it going up when things are bad? This is not how you make people happy with your products.
True story. True story.
I'm done.
All right.
I'm going home.
Gary's done. Well, that was an interesting show. Actually, it was quite a long show today. So, we got lots of good stuff everywhere. Subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Facebook, Pendulum Podcast on Facebook. Gary's the Wagnarok on Twitter. I'm the Telltale Mind on Twitter. You find me at telltalemind.com. GaryWagnarok.wordpress.com.
I've been writing, just not posting. I don't know what my problem is.
Well, there you go. Something to look out for then.
Yeah, my writing takes a lot quicker now, but it's just the editing the damn photos. I'm just bored of it.
How can you be bored of them? It's your passion.
Not photo editing.
Oh, well, whatever.
I like taking the photos, editing them in Photoshop I don't like.
Oh, well, whatever.
Because it's just monotonous. It's like resize, alter shading, brightness, contrast, put them together, flatten image, save, repeat 30 times.
Yeah. Oh, well. You'll get better at it. Get
If
faster
anyone would
at
like
it.
to be our photo editing intern for me for the low monthly expenses of nothing dollars, please email me.
There you go, job offer from the
Job offer.
Pendulum.
Would you like to be an unpaid and unappreciated intern on a show no one listens to? Please email us. Join our team.
So that's it for this week.
That's it.
Next week, I don't know what's going on. More stuff,
More things.
more books, more...
Oh, The Walking Dead is good again.
More great
Watch out for that.
conversation. Yep, this week's episode was pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
So
What happened to the last 5 episodes?
It only took 13 episodes to get good this year.
Yeah, way to go, guys.
So,
Nailed it.
yes. Yes. All right. Till next week.